Hey, welcome back. Thanks for clicking our link here at the Eclipse Holsters page, where we are able to inform you and educate you on all things holsters, not even our own. So as always, if you know anything about us, we are a veteran-owned small business right here in Williamsburg, Virginia, first capital of the United States. And we are proud, very proud, that we manufacture all of our holsters here for 10 plus years, and they're all manufactured right here in the United States. So today's topic is, what are the key features, or what makes an Eclipse holster different than some of those other standalone holsters? These are the things that are sort of been tested and proven for ourselves over 10 plus years. We've taken so much feedback, not only from when we first came up with the idea for manufacturing the holsters, but as you can imagine, with hundreds of thousands of other people wearing our particular holsters, you get a tremendous amount of feedback of what works and what doesn't work. And so little by little, we have added those features. If we started to find a common trend, we started adding those features to the point where you see now, where we feel like we have a pretty darn perfect holster, in my opinion. I might be a little bit biased. So let me go over a few of these particular features, and I'll tell you just some of the reasons on how Eclipse holster stands out. So you see a variety of holsters here, even though these aren't all the different types of belt attachments that you might be able to have. What they represent are basically your standard holsters that you're seeing on the market today. You have your inside the waistband holsters like so, paddle style holsters like this, and then of course outside the waistband holsters or paddle holsters as well, as far as in a pancake style where you have like a front and a back, maybe where you have belt loops and things like that. So that's what the representation is on these particular holsters. Let me talk about what they all have, and then I'll try to specifically talk about what maybe say the outside the waistband pancake style a holster has that maybe the inside doesn't. Well, all of these holsters for Eclipse brand we offer an open bottom, and the reason for that is so that debris can fall through, as far as whether you're at dirt, lint, things like that, water, nothing is going to pull up at the bottom of the holster. Also, for anybody who has aftermarket parts out there in regards to like a threaded barrel, or sometimes you're adding extensions to the end of your barrel and things like that, what we found after years and years of experience with that open barrel or the open bottom, which is on all of our holsters, will allow for the best holster out there as far as from a safety standpoint and comfort, to allow for all those different accessories that you can't really necessarily count on you having on your firearm at the time. Other features that are standard amongst all these is going to be the raised sights, right? Or our sight channel is specific, that we basically accommodate most raised sights. Now granted, things are getting a little bit crazy out there where people are literally putting huge optics on the top, but for the most part, we're probably coming in about 90% success rate on our sight channel, fitting anybody's aftermarket raised sights that they have on their particular firearm. What I'm referring to right now is these sights right here. These are stock sights for a SIG P365, but as you can imagine, depending on what you're planning on doing, you can get aftermarket parts where you're actually raising that sight, just for a user's preference or things like that. And so all of our holsters are able to accommodate those aftermarket raised sights. The third option that all of our holsters have is that we have cut this base down on all of our holsters here, what we refer to as the RMR, or the ready optic, meaning we cut all of our holsters, or program our machines that cut our holsters to accommodate, again, probably about 90% success rate as far as to be able to accommodate any type of RMR or an optic that is going to be on the top of your firearm. What I mean by that as well, even though there's not one here present, basically we are starting our particular holster cuts from about the back of the injection port all the way through, and so that leaves that whole area there for any type of aftermarket part that you're going to be putting on there, because optics are becoming such a big craze lately. Last but not least, that all of our holsters are, as far as similarities, is going to be the adjustable retention. The adjustable retention, which pictured in this pancake style holster here, is right here. There's actually a rubber spacer that's in between these two pieces of plastic, and that screw, right or left, will either tighten or loosen that particular retention. What we've learned over the years is that holsters or retention, I should say, is sort of like porridge. Some people like theirs really tight, some people like it loose. And so to be able to give the user the ability to be able to adjust the retention of their particular holster, we've offered that ability right there. So now let's talk about some of the specific options that are only unique to the Eclipse inside the waistband line, and then what are unique to just the outside the waistband lineup as far as for the Eclipse holster. For the inside the waistband lineup, it allows for, if you notice underneath this particular belt attachment right there, you'll be able to see that there's additional holes. And I almost wish I would have taken this belt clip off. I apologize for that. But you'll be able to see that you're able to adjust this clip for a 15-degree forward cant if you wanted to, adjustable ride height and things like that. And then you can also modify this particular holster to accommodate things like the Ulti-clip or a claw or a wing and things like that. So a multitude of different belt attachments are going to fit the same particular holster, which is a great resource because a lot of times the customer doesn't know what they want, or maybe they have a different suggestion later on. And so instead of them having to buy a brand new holster, they can just come back to our website and buy a specific hardware attachment, whether it be a different style clip or claw or Ulti-clip or things like that, and they can keep their particular holster and keep their investment. Other things that are specific having to do with, from an outside the waistband standpoint that is unique to them, is going to be the hole placement as far as for the belt loops. It does have, depending on the size of frame, you do have the ability to be able to adjust the ride height or the cant of your particular outside the waistband holster. It also, I don't know if you noticed this, is this outside cut that's different than the front end. So this is going to be the back end of my particular holster that's unique to Eclipse holsters. We call it the solar eclipse or the eclipse of the moon, but it allows a better clearance for guys that have big hands to be able to clear and grip their gun fully as they're going to unholster. So that's something that's very unique as well. This same pancake style holster can also, instead of having to buy a brand new holster to accommodate different belt attachments, we have a myriad of different belt attachments that will fit the same hole pattern on the back here, similar to like this paddle. If you wanted this, as far as not have to slide your belt through, you can buy that specifically for it, or you can buy the holster as is and then come back to the belt loop style. And then last but not least would be the old style of paddle holster for an outside the waistband, like what you're seeing right here. That paddle does not need a belt to be worn, and you can just throw that over the top of your pants. In closure, I hope that this information provided a little bit of information for you to be able to know what holster might be right for you. But I still am asking you to compare us to other holster companies out there. What you'll notice about Eclipse holsters is we are so transparent. We have a lifetime anything guarantee, meaning that I don't care if you've owned this holster for 6 months, 6 days, or 6 years, if anything were to happen to this particular holster, we are going to refund it, exchange it, make you a brand new one and send it to you just by you showing us this Eclipse holsters logo, maybe an order number or something like that. So our lifetime warranty is something very unique, and I don't know of any other holster company out there that has that particular thing. We also have over 5,000 5-star reviews, and it's still racking up. So I encourage you to come to the website and read the testimonials and reviews of the other customers. I encourage you to look on Google or Facebook under the reviews of those particular categories. And what you're going to see is a very consistent company that stands behind in customer service and quality product. And to me, once you do all those things, you're going to realize that Eclipse Holsters is the #1 place for you to shop for your holsters.